Okay, well, you know what the second most interesting technology to me is besides like 3D printing? You know, right? I love 3D printing. You know what the most other interesting thing is to me?
I don't know. Okay. You're going to tell me.
I am, though. It's right up there. Autonomous cars.
That's right.
We talk about autonomous cars a lot. And, you know, and it's almost impossible to keep up with how quickly this technology and the push to get these vehicles on the street is advancing. I mean, it seems like it was just you know, a year ago we were talking about autonomous cars. It was longer than that, but now it's like they're roaming the streets, they're already out there. Right now, for instance, General Motors is seeking approval from US regulators for an autonomous vehicle with no steering wheel or pedals. So we're not talking just driverless. It has no controls at all. No. It's just a very open cabin space.
There it is.
There it is right there. GM asked the Department of Transportation to allow it to deploy the Cruise AV, which is based on the Chevy Bolt EV, to hit the streets without human intervention. And they want to do it by 2019. This is next year. So within 1 year, they want this car out on the streets. And the application would be for, let's say, ride-hailing services, which I guess would put them in competition with Uber and other such companies that are also trying to do the same thing. Sure. Except GM is going to get out there much sooner, it looks like, if this goes through. So GM isn't saying where these will deploy, but it already currently tests its driverless cars in San Francisco, downtown San Francisco, Phoenix, and Metro Detroit, with plans to expand to New York City this year. The application of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration seeks to exempt GM from 16 federal standards that cannot be met with the driverless cars. So some of the standards that are out there right now apply to driving vehicles or even vehicles with controls but driverless. So this is a slightly different thing. They had to get waivers for that. The company will also have to get waivers from various rules in each state where the cars are going to deployed. It will only operate in hands-free mode in pre-mapped urban areas, so you won't find it just kind of roaming the streets anywhere. By the way, you might ask, why does GM want to get into the driverless ride-hailing service? Yes, strangely enough. According to Reuters, at a November 30 briefing in San Francisco, GM's president, Dan Ammann, told investors that the lifetime revenue generation of one of its self-driving cars could eventually be several $100,000 per car. That compares to maybe $30,000 average that GM collects today for one of its vehicles. So there's that. That's why they want to be in the business themselves rather than selling the cars. It's like, let's do our own ride-hailing service because we're going to make several $100,000 per vehicle. So why not?
Well, think about how much money Uber makes, how profitable an organization Uber is, and take away the drivers.
Take away the drivers, yeah.
Think about how profitable that enterprise could be.
People are expensive.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, think of all the stuff you have to get rid of. Now, have you ever been in a self-driving car?
No, I'd love to be in a self-driving car.
We'll have the chance at IMTS this year. They've had it at IMTS a couple of times. I think they had it in 2014 and 2016. They had the little self-driving buses that just roam around.
I thought about just going to San Francisco and see if I can snag one.
How would you feel about it?
I think I'd love to do it.
How would you feel about getting picked up at the airport and then just you get into a car with no driver like that? You would be a little freaked out?
I think it'd be awesome.
I'd be a little freaked out. I don't know.
It'd be weird, and I'm sure I'd be like constantly looking around, but I would do it. I mean, if one pulled up, I'd throw my bags in there and hop in.
Yeah,
I mean, I'd have no problem at all.
No, I don't know. It would seem a little strange to me.
I'd be looking around a lot.
I don't know. Yeah, that's true. That's true.